The snow crunched under my boots like brittle bones, each step a labored echo in the frost-bitten night, as I lugged the overflowing bags of gifts up the icy path to my parents' colonial house in suburban Boston. Christmas Eve 2025, and the air bit sharp with pine and wood smoke, fairy lights twinkling like false promises along the eaves. I'd driven 8 hours from New York, dodging black ice and holiday traffic, my trunk crammed with meticulously wrapped presents. Mom's antique teapot from that estate sale in the village, Dad's rare vinyl of Dylan's Blood on the Tracks, little sister's handmade scarf knitted during sleepless nights of resentment-fueled therapy. Days of preparation, curating the perfect reunion after 2 years of radio silence, ever since the blowout over my lifestyle choices. But forgiveness was the season's gift, right? My gloved hand rapped the brass knocker, the sound muffled by the wreath's fake holly berries, and inside laughter bubbled, warm, familial, the kind that once included me. No answer. I knocked again, harder, my breath fogging the storm door's glass. Through the frosted pane, shadows danced in the living room glow. Mom's silhouette by the tree, Dad's broad back at the mantel, and Sarah, my sister, tossing her head back in mirth. The scent of cinnamon rolls seeped through the cracks, twisting my gut with nostalgia and hunger. I shifted the bags, their handles digging into my palms like accusations, and pounded once more. Finally, the inner door creaked open a sliver, chain taut, revealing Dad's face, ruddy from eggnog, eyes widening in feigned surprise that curdled into something colder. "Alex, what are you doing here?" His whisper was a hiss, laced with the gravel of his chain-smoking days, the chain glinting like a barrier between us. The words slammed into me like a gut punch, sucking the air from my lungs. Fury ignited first, hot and immediate, veins pulsing with the betrayal's sting. "What do you mean? It's Christmas. I called last week, said I'd be here." My voice cracked, too loud in the silent street, where neighbors' windows glowed with untroubled cheer. Dad's gaze flicked back to the room, where the laughter had hushed to murmurs. "We thought you were joking, or busy with work." The pause hung heavy, loaded with the unsaid. Busy with your boyfriend, your phase, the scandal that had fractured us. Humiliation washed over me, cold as the snow melting into my collar, seeping through layers to chill my skin. I'd spent days, weeks, planning this, forgiving their slights, imagining reconciliation over turkey and toasts. And now, this chain, this literal lockout, as if I were a stranger, a threat. "Please, Dad. Me in. It's freezing." Begging now, resentment coiling like smoke in my chest. Inner denial screamed. Misunderstanding, surely. They'd forgotten, or the chain was habit. But his eyes, those steel-gray mirrors of my own, held no warmth, only a guarded resolve that mirrored the moral conflict I'd buried for years. He shook his head, slow, deliberate. "Not tonight, son. It's complicated. Go home. We'll talk after the holidays." The door eased shut, the chain rattling like finality, leaving me staring at my warped reflection in the glass, disheveled hair, reddened cheeks, eyes wild with the dawning heartbreak. I stumbled back, bags thudding to the porch, the wrapping paper crinkling in protest. Laughter resumed inside, tinny and mocking through the walls, piercing my ribs like shards. Obsession flickered then, a dark seed. Why? What secret festered behind that chain? Fantasies unspooled, barging in, demanding answers, shattering the facade. But doubt nipped. Was I the villain, forcing my way into their peace? Guilt surged. My coming out 3 years ago had splintered the family. Sarah's wedding boycotted by conservative aunts, Mom's church friends whispering. Had I earned this exile? The drive to the nearest motel was a haze of taillights and sodium lamps, the heater blasting dry air that stung my eyes, or maybe that was tears. Checked in under fluorescent buzz. The room reeked of stale cigarettes and loneliness, beige walls closing in like judgment. I paced the threadbare carpet, boots tracking slush, replaying Dad's words. Complicated. The word gnawed, fueling resentment's slow burn. I grabbed my phone, thumbs flying, texts to Sarah. "What the hell?" Unread. To Mom. "Merry Christmas." Delivered, ignored. Heartbreak deepened, layered with the humiliation of rejection, my gifts abandoned on the porch like discarded dreams. Sleep evaded, the motel's thin sheets twisting around me like restraints. In the witching hour, obsession took hold. I'd uncover the truth. Quiet planning began. Social media scrolls, Sarah's Instagram stories flickering with holiday prep, but no mention of me. Deeper. Dad's Facebook, a recent post about family traditions unbroken. Unbroken without the gay son. Moral conflict churned. Revenge felt petty but justified. They'd locked me out literally and figuratively. Fear whispered, what if the truth was worse, a betrayal beyond bigotry? Dawn broke gray and unforgiving. Christmas morning snow flurrying like confetti for someone else's party. I drove back, parking down the block, binoculars from my glove box, a holdover from birdwatching days with Dad, trained on the house. Smoke curled from the chimney, cars in the drive. Aunt Rita's minivan, Uncle Joe's truck. The full clan minus me. Anger solidified, cold resolve seeping in. I'd infiltrate subtly, a call to Cousin Mike casual. Hey, Merry Christmas! What's the fam up to? His hesitation spoke volumes. Oh, Alex. Didn't know you weren't coming. It's great. Turkeys roasting, kids opening gifts. Not coming. I tried. My voice steady, but inside, fantasies sharpened, exposing their hypocrisy, ruining the day with truths. Mike's awkward laugh. Look man, Sarah said. Things are tense. With the will and all. The will. Grandpa's estate. The family fortune tied up in trusts. Heartbreak twisted anew. Was this greed's mask? Denial shattered. Betrayal crystallized. Family bonds sold for inheritance. Resentment boiled. I'd supported them through Grandpa's illness, hospital vigils while Sarah partied. Dad golfed. Now locked out to preserve traditional claims. I hung up, engine idling, exhaust mingling with snow. Planning escalated. Public record search on my laptop in a nearby cafe. The clatter of plates and holiday tunes a dissonant backdrop. Grandpa's will amended last month. Beneficiaries. Mom, Dad, Sarah. Me. Size. The documents cold legalese stabbed. Due to irreconcilable differences. Humiliation burned. They'd erased me legally too. Obsession gripped tighter, moral grayness looming. Revenge could mirror their cruelty, but poetic justice beckoned. Subtle hints emerged. An anonymous tip to the family lawyer. Or deeper, unearthing Sarah's secrets, the golden child with her own shadows. Doubt lingered. Was I stooping or standing? Fear of isolation warred with resolve. This chain wasn't just metal, it was the breaking point. By noon, in the cafe's steamed windows, I sketched notes on a napkin, coffee rings staining like omens. Step 1. Gather intel. A drive-by, spotting Sarah through the window. Her laugh now a siren's call to vengeance. Quiet calculation. I'd attend the evening mass they favored, confront in holy ground where masks slipped. The church loomed, Gothic spires piercing the dusk, bells tolling like accusations. Inside, the air thick with incense and candle wax, pews creaking under wool coats. They sat front row. Dad stiff, Mom pious, Sarah texting discreetly. I slipped in back, hood up, the hymnal's weight in my hands a prop for simmering rage. As silent night swelled, our eyes met across the aisle, Sarah's widening in shock, Dad's narrowing in warning. After service, in the vestibule's crush of greetings, I cornered her. Nice chain on the door. Festive. She flushed, pulling her scarf tighter, the wool scratching audibly. Alex not here. It's for the best. The best. Cutting me from the will. Locking me out like a dog. Suppressed rage leaked, voice low but venomous. Her eyes darted, manipulations tell. You don't understand. Dad's health stress could kill him. Your choices. My choices. Or your greed. Heartbreak laced the accusation. She'd been my ally once, late-night confessions over cocoa. Now this. She leaned in, breath minty with lies. It's not like that. Grandpa wanted tradition. Family man. You're not. The blow landed, resentment exploding into obsession. Fantasies. Her perfect life unraveled, secrets aired. But guilt flickered, she was trapped too in Dad's patriarchal web. Moral conflict. Destroy her or expose the root. I left her stammering, snow swirling like chaos. Back at the motel, planning crystallized. Hack their digital lives, subtle. Passwords guessed from old habits. Dad's email. Correspondence with the lawyer. Alex's exclusion necessary for harmony. Proof damning. Cold resolve hardened. Revenge would be precise, a slow unraveling. As night deepened, the room's heater rattling like chains, doubt resurfaced. Was this justice or dissent? But the locked door's echo propelled me. Betrayal's wound demanded salve, even if bloody. The next day, Boxing Day, hung heavy with post-holiday haze. Streets slushy under a thawing sun that mocked the chill in my veins. I sat in my rental car outside the house, engine off, breath fogging the windows like secrets condensing. Inside, movement. Mom clearing wrapping paper, Dad napping in his recliner, Sarah packing for her flight back to Chicago. I'd spent the night dissecting emails, uncovering layers. Sarah's affair with the family lawyer, whispers of influence on the will. Motivation revealed. Not just bigotry but bribery, her securing a larger cut via pillow talk. Heartbreak deepened, authentic and raw. My sister, the confidant, now architect of my erasure. Obsession fueled the engine as I drove to the airport, tailing her discreetly. The traffic's honks a symphony of rising tension. She'd fly home, but not before confrontation. At the terminal curb, amid suitcase wheels clacking on concrete and exhaust fumes choking the air, I approached. Need a hand with that bag? She whirled, coat flapping like a flag of surrender, eyes flashing panic. Alex, what are you stalking me now? Stalking? Well, seeking truth. My voice calm, but inside, anger simmered with humiliation's aftertaste. Like how you slept your way into Grandpa's fortune. Her face blanched, lipstick stark against pallor. How did you? That's not. Emails don't lie, Sarah. Unlike you. Dialogue cut sharp, revealing her manipulation. The golden child, always scheming behind smiles. She glanced around, travelers oblivious in their rush, and pulled me aside to a bench, its cold metal biting through jeans. Listen, it wasn't planned. Tom, the lawyer, he helped. Dad was going to cut you anyway after the wedding fiasco. I just nudged. Nudge. The word ignited resentment layered with guilt. Had my absence at her wedding, protesting their homophobia, pushed this? Inner doubt, perhaps I shared blame. But no, her choice, greedy and cold. You locked me out. On Christmas. Heartbreak cracked my resolve, voice trembling. We were blood. She sighed, eyes glistening, complexity surfacing, not cartoon villain but flawed sibling. Blood doesn't pay bills. My divorce cleaned me out. I needed this. For my kids. Moral grayness enveloped me. Her motivations human, desperate. Fantasies shifted. From ruin to understanding. No obsession demanded balance. And me. Left with nothing. Quiet calculation. I pulled out my phone, showing screenshots. One share online and your life implodes. Affair exposed, will contested. Fear flickered in her eyes, heightening suspense. Please, Alex. Don't. I'll fix it, talk to Dad. Too late. But was it? Moral conflict raged. Revenge felt justified, but shattering her could echo my pain onto innocence, her kids, our nieces. She boarded, plea hanging unresolved, and I returned to the house, suspense building in the drive's silence. Parked, I knocked. No chain this time, Mom opening wide, surprise softening to wary embrace. Alex, come in. The living room smelled of leftover ham and pine needles, tree lights blinking erratically. Dad rose, newspaper crinkling. His face a mask of reluctant welcome. Son, Sarah called. Said we need to talk. We sat at the kitchen table. Formica scarred from years of family meals, coffee steaming in mugs that trembled in my grip. Dialogue unfolded natural, tense. Why the chain? The will. Mom fidgeted, apron twisted in hands. We thought you'd bring him. Disrupt things. Him, my partner Ethan, left in New York to avoid drama. Humiliation resurfaced, but layered now with understanding's ache. Dad grunted. And the will? Tradition. But Sarah pushed hard. Said you'd understand eventually. Betrayal's web unraveled. Sarah the puppet master, using their prejudices. Resentment toward her peaked, but guilt toward them softened. They were pawns, aging and afraid. I have proof, I said, voice steady. Her affair. The influence. Mom gasped, hand to chest. Dad's jaw clenched. Tension mounted, slow burn to climax. That girl. Always scheming. Planning pivoted. Not destroy Sarah outright, but leverage for justice. Reinstate me. Or I go public. Dad's eyes met mine, moral complexity mirroring my own. Pride warring with regret. Fine. But quietly. Agreement sealed in hushed tones, but obsession whispered more. As I left, hugs stiff but genuine, the twist brewed. An anonymous email to Tom's firm attaching evidence. Not from spite but poetic justice, her betrayal boomeranging. Weeks later, back in New York, snow melting to spring's promise, the call came. Sarah disbarred from the will, affair exposed, marriage crumbling. Heartbreak for her pain, but cold resolve affirmed. This was balance, consequences unforeseen. Yet in quiet moments, Ethan's arms around me, doubt lingered. Had revenge healed, or merely chained us all in cycles of hurt? The door, once locked, now ajar, but scars etched deep, a family's fractured legacy.